Hi, my name is Ron Frank, Al N. Frank, and R. Albert Frank. Whether as a voiceover actor, a writer, or a poet. Okay, thank you. We are continuing here with Or to the People, a script that Michael Elsey helped me write, and we are up to segment 10, we're on page 41. Protecting freedoms is all our jobs. We must know them by heart with those people who risked ultimate peril, learning from the wisdom of our sages, keeping faith with the blood of our heroes, which sanctified, established this country of ours. No mistakes will do. Memorizing them by heart, the freedoms, liberty, and justice, ours and our posterities. Patriot steps into view as a flag ceremony is seen in the background. Patriot. Jefferson has been called the first true representative of democracy. The Federalists called him inciter of mobs. Jeffersonians, the spirit of America had triumphed. On March 4th, 1801, after 12 years of Federalist rule had ended, we have called by different names, brethren of the same principle. Overlay, montage, passing of decades, stars in the sky over Monticello and Washington, D.C. Cut to Baltimore Harbor, night, silhouette of the USS Constellation. Camera, sweeping view of tourists waiting to board the Constellation. Views of Baltimore Harbor, the Baltimore skyline. Montage of various sailors in uniforms of their eras and ships they sailed on, as in a mist throughout their voices singing. Song, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, performed by the Marine Corps Band. Robert Goulet's rendition. Voiceover, his song. Dissolve. To various scenes across America, emphasis on the sky and flags over Fenway Park, Dodger Stadium, Little League Championship game in progress, and continuing from game to game, park to park, moving shot, wide angle, crowd, narrator, voiceover. We are all part of a new constellation, born of wisdom, insight, and the ability to reason. Thomas Jefferson returned from France hot with freedom and liberty, with justice, keeping alive the flame of equality among and for all people. There were to be no elite in our country as president, no bowing between himself and visitors to the White House. Thomas Jefferson began the policy of greeting each guest with a firm handshake, showing respect, dignity with equality. The customary greeting practiced of the American people, now established at our country's highest office by our president. No bowing to foreign heads of state, or for anyone for that matter. We in America greet each other with a firm handshake, publicly, for all to see. Living examples: Jefferson, Washington, Madison, Monroe, Mason, Franklin, the spirit of the people of America. What is meant is of more value than how it was worded. Among Americans, purposeful deceit by lawyers, the governments of history, tricking into signing where other meanings not agreed to, not germane. These customs have no place in the customs of the people of the United States. The Revolutionary War was a demonstration of the resolve of the American people to break away from cultures living that sanction the perverse and corrupt tyrannies we have abandoned. Then, March 4th, 1801, Jefferson, taking away all the keys from Alexander Hamilton and Company, opened the door forever for freedom and Constitution against whoever think themselves better, more important. Governments like that, America renounced. Different pasts. From different pasts, Americans defined themselves as people who willingly choose to think for themselves, and protecting the rights of everyone as their own. Everyone shouldering responsibilities equally, requiring laws, issues justified when the Constitution plainly deliberately, intentionally sanctioned action. Only when the action is germane, that is, keeping the original goals, preserve to the people as much freedom as possible, to protect rights from the clever use of language. Hamiltonians by their works, not Americans in their hearts. They enjoy imparting misery and unhappiness, even among themselves, stealing from widows, the sick, who do not know their rights and freedoms. Stop, turn, learn. Let's adhere to what is good, protecting each other, as during the times of the Alien and the Sedition Acts, from the misuses of intelligence. We must know, use, preserve, protect. Dissolve, overlay, tight shot. The Marines raising the flag on Guadalcanal Memorial. Patriot, voiceover, continues. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Kentucky resolutions, the Virginia resolutions, learn them with our children, review them ourselves, insist all in the military service have read, can discuss, applying reason, insisting all voters have read or have had read to them at least once. The Constitution, the amendments thereto, and the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions. And may I add, although it's not written at this moment, the bill establishing religious freedom. Fought for at the risk of lives, property, and families dear, standing firm, knowing the intentions, the sacred foundations of America, resolute, protecting each other, declaring void and of no force all sneaky, crafty, cunning, and subversive act of every kind, as was the case of the Alien and Sedition Acts, all originating from the Alexander Hamiltons in our history. Any and all assumptions, usurpations, flagrant disrespect for the revolutionary soldiers, their families, and the form of government freely chosen, in their wanton quest to destroy the people and the land they could not through force of arms take, we must forever be vigilant. Reading, we can be faithful, keeping our freedoms, our thanks to those who fought, willing to fight again, to keep them. Its original intentions revealed, restored to the awareness of the American people on December the 8th, 1801. Within his annual message to Congress and the American people, Americans, called by many names or slanders, we are the people. We can do no less than Jefferson and Madison or Washington, and deserve to call ourselves, or be called, people, or American. Song, music, Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly. Rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Continuing on till the end of song. Patriot steps into the frame in a baseball uniform, ball and glove, bat in hand, carrying his baseball spiked shoes, laces tied together around the bat, which is over his shoulder. Medium close-up, argument between players and umpires at mound. Patriot. Conflicting ideas about the wisdom of people in control. Not like any government in all the history recorded in modern time. Certainly not what was left behind across the seas, people under tyrannies. Americans trusted themselves to know what they require, so a government starting from there is what we have been blessed to have. The bedrock on which the new American political edifice rested is the knowledge in the minds and hearts of the people, the poorest to the wealthiest and their children, to be a requirement to vote to or hold office. Then it is real to us all, and alive, wherever we are. Reason first, Jefferson's deathless prose, reprinted around the globe, made his works a beacon of hope to man. Others saw Jefferson as a deist, an avatar of reason, to help enlighten man, He believed man to be the best judge of his own community interests. Voiceover from the narrator. Good chemistry and awareness bridge the intellectual distances between vested interests. Washington, an acknowledged hero in the eyes of the people, given a vision at Valley Forge of America's destiny, dedicated to its fulfillment, held together, with a charisma all his own, those who would endeavor to destroy the government in its infancy, and those like himself dedicated to America's success. So then, with Jefferson, Madison, and their associates, the people were protected. This is the Patriot now. So then, with Jefferson, Madison, and their associates, the people were protected through their ignorance by people that did not want to misuse their knowledge, and the people did rally behind their inspired leaders, championing the rights of man, and the original spirit of '76. And Thomas Jefferson was the first president ever elected in the House of Representatives and the third president of the United States of America. Dissolved to tight shot the back of a $2 bill in Patriot's hand from 1976, showing the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Dissolved to wide angle of Patriots picking up their children from daycare and kindergarten. Pan right to see the ballpark. Dissolved to Patriot in uniform, walking toward the dugout on the home team side, steps in front of the dugout, turns. Jefferson. There, my friends, are my principles. They are unquestionably the principles of the great body of our fellow citizens, and I know there is not one of them which is not yours also. Song God Bless America by Ethel Merman. Dissolve overlay Mount Rushmore, Statue of Liberty, and students rendering the Pledge of Allegiance. Song Segway, Shenandoah, U.S. Marine Corps Band. Exterior Monticello. Shaded in the Valley, lights on the bedroom window. Overlay the stars above. Voice from the radio. Radio news reporter. Voiceover. Space Shuttle Discovery and Challenger have just been sighted over the Hawaiian Islands. Overlay dissolve and cut to exterior Waikiki Shopping Plaza as people are waiting in line to see the show The Voyage. Music, segue to the Kadoi song from the show as the view pans up from the shopping plaza to the graves at Punch Bowl. Then slow dissolve to Arlington and the Jefferson Memorial to the stars. Overlay with montage of students completing the Pledge of Allegiance. Patriot steps into frame, patriot and students, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please support Little League Baseball.